Hey folks, and welcome back to Pattaya. You know, usually in the mornings while V's getting ready for school and feeding the birds, I'm busy in my office, but not today. Today, I messaged a couple friends and I said, hey, let's take a ride out of Pattaya. Let's leave Pattaya for a little bit of change of scenery. And I think if you stay here any length of time, that's highly recommended. It's ride day. We're going for a ride. I'm not a tour guide. I'm the opposite of that. The only reason I know anywhere is from riding around aimlessly and getting lost. But I'm thinking about doing this maybe, I don't know, a couple times a month and inviting people. Today, it's a couple guys I've invited on a ride. We're going out in the countryside. We're going to ride around a couple reservoirs, make some stops, get some coffee, get some stuff to eat, and see some scenery. So, if we don't get lost, which I probably will. So we got Terrence here on his brand new Enfield that he bought. Terrence. And we got Eric on the Aerox. I told him already it's lower CC, but most of the ride is slower speed. There's a couple areas where you might have to twist the throttle. I think he's up to it.
I'll bring it out.
I think he's up to it.
I'll bring it out.
I try to avoid highways, but sometimes you have to get to a highway for a short distance to make a U-turn to cross the highway. Anyway, it's a thing. Let's go. We'll stop on the other side of the railroad tracks for a little quick breakfast, and then we'll hit the countryside. So a little pre-game chinwag aside, it was time to saddle up and hit the road. Now, we would just ride the length of Jomtien Beach all the way down the coast, and then right past there we would make our departure from town and cross the railroad tracks. First stop, we didn't go far, down the beach. Beautiful morning at the beach. These guys are both Americans, like me. And one thing that we like in America is apple pie. So I brought them out to this place because it's the best apple pie in Pattaya. And whether they want it or not, at least they see it and they can come back and get it whenever they do want it. But I can eat apple pie any time of day or night.
Well, yeah, it's apple pie. How you doing?
All right, let's go.
We're here at 8 a.m. Of course we want to eat apple pie.
This is where we're going. Maestro Gelato Cafe. We've been out here before. Sometimes it's hit or miss getting the apple pie. They're closed on Tuesdays. Today's a Wednesday. They might be open.
Yeah, well.
So wouldn't you know it, they don't have the apple pie today. I've showed it to you before here. But well, yes and no. They don't have the big apple pie, the big thick whole pies, but they have little ones. So we're going to get one of those, a cup of coffee. Then we'll hit we just cruised across the railroad tracks to get out of town. This is just on the other side of the railroad tracks, and then we're heading out from the country from here. But we'll do so with a little bit of apple pie in our guts. All right, time to head out. That's right. So a little trip through Hoi Ai would be up next, but I will put some Google Map links for the route here. I did it in 3 sections, kind of from stop to stop to stop instead of one complete route. But anyway, that'll give you an idea where we went. Not really a scheduled stop, but since we were passing here, I show these guys the Chinese market. It's a 400-year-old Chinese market on the street on Friday evenings. At least it used to be. I guess they're back to normal.
But all this area, this whole street where we're standing on Friday nights turns into like a big walking street with food vendors and all sorts of crafts and that kind of thing. So I just stopped to show them that along the way. We're going to get back on it after they take their selfies.
Sorry about that. I misspoke. It's not Friday nights, it's Saturday nights for the Chinese market, but a nice place to visit if you've never been. But unbeknownst to us, and we had a couple sprinkles of rain and that we were more than happy to moan about, but Pattaya was undergoing flash floods at this time while we were out in the countryside. We wouldn't find that out till later.
So today was a 30% chance of rain, which is like the lowest out of the next 7. And it said no more than an hour of rain. Well, we already ran into some rain. Not much. But we came out here to the Mountain Cafe and Zoo. And they got horses and ponies. So this is on the way up to where we're going. And it was a nice ride out here. Except for the rain. But we'll take a quick look around here. We're just supposed to stop and get something to drink here, go to the bathroom. We've been on the road about an hour from the cafe. It took close to an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. Plus we stopped at the Chinese market. But anyway, there you go, Mountain Cafe and Zoo. And parking lot's full. There's other cars over here. And keep in mind, it's a weekday at like 10 o'clock in the morning, 10:30 in the morning. It's, you know, it's not a holiday or anything. Anyway, we'll take a look around. Pretty cool little place. So we saw a plethora of wildlife, emus, horses, zebras, buffalo, all in there, close to being in their natural habitat. Behind here is a great big golf course. Anyway, we're gonna head north from here. We're gonna get on the highway, make a U-turn and head north, and then we'll be out in the real countryside.
Right. The Mountain Coffee and Zoo was actually in the province of Rayong, and that's where we would spend the majority of this ride. And we're going out here to the agricultural section of Rayong known as Bluk Dang. And V and I were out here, I don't know, about a year and a half ago. One of my favorite places to ride.
So we made it to the tip of one of the reservoirs. Yeah, 30 years ago when I was here, they were just starting to build these. Raman 9, the former king, engineered a lot of these to help with the agriculture out here. But they're brilliant for the communities, and it's beautiful out here. And we're gonna ride around. We're gonna hug kind of the south side of this one and the north side of the other one, and then we'll pop back out. But a lot of places to stop, and there's some cows out here. So you guys feel like you're out in the country?
Oh, we are all the way. We're all the way in nowhere now.
You seen any go-go bars or gentlemen's clubs or anything? No?
I did see a non-sick buffalo.
All right, a little bit out of Pattaya, get a little bit of change of scenery for them. Anyway, we'll go around and I'll show you the places we stop. Oh, we hit some rain. We had a pretty, you wouldn't believe it, it's beautiful sunshine right now, but just 5 minutes ago we were riding through torrential rain. So we made it to the second lake. A couple twists and turns notwithstanding. This is the bigger lake. Many more people fishing up here. But great roads going around these lakes, and they've actually improved them since the last time I was out here. So the guys are having fun. And all kind of little places you can stop, scenic places, and get a shot of your bike at the water side or whatever. So we're gonna go all the way around the top side of this lake, and then we'll pop back out and we'll go into Pattaya the back way, through the dark side. Okay, having fun?
No, not the dark side. That's good, yeah, great time.
So, I don't know who's taking more pictures, me or them. And we'll stop for gas. I'm down to 2 bars. But there's a big PTT station not far from here. I'm able to keep these guys in my rear view mirror. They're doing a good job keeping up. So that's important. You can eat over there. There's a little shack that's serving food and stuff. The guys come out here, fish, and they cold drinks and food and all that up there. A couple little places like this, just impromptu fishing places. And of course, if there's a crowd of people, somebody will capitalize and say, hey, they might get hungry.
At this point, we're about as far from home as we would be this day. We're actually on our way back home at this point, but we still got a lot of twists and turns and bendy roads to get around this lake and back into civilization.
I used to be kinda sane. I used to act kinda normal. I couldn't complain. Now it's never the same. I found myself picking pieces of my scattered brain. Look what you've done to me. My insanity. Oh baby, hey, I wish that I was a madman. So bad maybe I wouldn't fall for you. Because you make me a madman. And I lose it all when I'm with you.
Little gas stop. I said make sure everybody's full when we left, and they were. But the guy in the Aerox is already out. He was full, and he was down to 1 bar after 100 kilometers because he's kind of pushing it. But I wasn't full. I was only on half tank. I knew we were stopping for gas anyway. I just wanted to make sure they were full. So to fill up his Aerox from 1 bar of fuel, he spent 150 baht, or about less than $5. Let's call it 450. To fill up mine from 1 bar was 550 baht, so about $15.
Right, keep in mind that is the highest grade, the most expensive grade of unleaded gas, which is the 95 octane benzene. A lot of bikes, like the scooters and things, they do take a cheaper grade of gasoline, a 91, a Gasohol product. So that it's not always that expensive. But surprisingly enough, despite some rain on the way home, we roll into Pattaya through the dark side with clear skies and dry roads.
So what time is it?
1:30 maybe, 1:22.
So it's about 1:30. We left home at 8 this morning, so about 5.5 hours, and we're just getting back into Pattaya. We're going to stop for lunch over here at Paddy's, the Irish pub. We went there before, but you guys haven't been there, right? So they've not been there, so they can get some Irish fare today. But everybody did good on the ride. For all intents and purposes, it's over. We only got about 12 kilometers to get back into town. And we had a little bit more highway than I anticipated because I missed one turn. I wanted to take a back road and I missed it, so we ended up on the highway back. But everybody did good. We were in and out of rain, but basically just damp. You look dry. You guys look dry.
I've been fully soaked and fully dry twice now. Yeah,
So-
my crotch is still soaked.
That's it. That's how we roll. All right, we'll go get something to eat. I'll show you what it is.
Definitely got to do this more often. The guys had a great time. I really enjoyed it. There are so many places to go, so many possibilities, and a couple notes from the logbook. One of the guests said at one point, "Well, this is the first time I've been in real Thailand," as he's only been here a short time and been in Pattaya. I said, yeah, that would be correct. Pattaya is not a fair representation of the rest of the country, which is largely rural and agricultural. The other gentleman at one point said we were getting farther and farther from reality. I corrected him and said, no, you have entered reality. We've left Fantasyland. But check out these nachos, would you? Wow. We had that for the table. One of the guys bought that. Very nice. And of course, we also had a stellar view there. We had Brandy as our waitress. She was very professional. She's bringing out the Cajun burgers and chicken parms. Yeah, my buddy ordered his with mash, but I got the more traditional spaghetti. But we'll go ahead and eat this, because for this episode, I'm going to have to leave it off right here. And as usual, I'll thank you for watching. And until next time, bye for now.